approach love and cooking with reckless abandon. This quote by the Dalai Lama is the mantra of Nectar, one of the most exciting restaurants located west of Philadelphia in the affluent area called the Main Line. Nectar is an anomaly, a highly sophisticated restaurant with an aesthetic, both culinary and philosophically, that is not just cosmopolitan and urban, but so worldly it could be easily opened in Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, or Manhattan. Yet, this masterpiece and living work of art is nestled in Berwyn, Pennsylvania, a bastion of tradition. Like most restaurants, Nectar reflects the collaboration of many people. But any collaboration begins with a vision and inspiration, and that designation is reserved for head chef Patrick Fury. When I walked in and looked around, absorbing the ambience of the bar, the intricate details of the furniture and fixtures, the soft amber lighting, and the dramatic sense of space, I was in awe. While in the kitchen, I was able to witness the preparation of the eclectic menu. I thought the energy of the bar and restaurant was something special. I had no idea of the aesthetic orchestra that awaited me behind the kitchen doors. It was fascinating watching this gorgeous food being prepared with such speed and fervor. Yet, it was methodical, and the level of attention to detail was amazing. It was mesmerizing. I immediately wanted to join in and experience it firsthand. It's an odd amalgam that chef-owner Fury presides over. The striking unrural palette, the Asian fusion plating, the bounty of some of the richest farm country in the East. But as I watch him in action in the kitchen, I get the impression that he is happy and comfortable. When I finally get to sit down with Chef Fury, I was excited to talk to him about his philosophy and vision, and beyond excited to taste his food. In talking with Patrick, I realize that food is art to Fury, and his ability to be a great chef, a great cook, which is how he sees himself, is directly proportional to his range of education and experience. His empirical adventures interacting with other lovers of food, other artists, and artisans of the culinary arts. Before I sat down with Chef Fury, I wandered in intense observation of everything. I studied the place like a child, looking around at the sights and sounds no words can capture, no review can record. The daring and massive space makes me feel transported to Asia, accented with a Buddha tapestry soaring over 30 feet high from the bar to the ceiling. The bar is hopping, creating a surreal, rare moment of urban chic, so unexpected in the traditional mainline suburbs. Designed by the New York-based David Rockwell Group, Nectar showcases a bi-level stone structure with vaulted ceilings that give room to a towering 18-foot silkscreen Buddha. Resplendent in his robed repose, its radiance is reflected in Nectar's impressive interior. In this wondrous space, you will find a table permanently reserved for the Dalai Lama himself. Hopefully, someday, he can come and see the splendor which is dedicated to his being. Patrick tells me more about each bite I take, as well as revealing more about himself and his family, his 5-year-old son's preference for oysters as an appetizer, and his 7-year-old daughter baking bread with him. What does he do for fun? To relax on his time off. A luxury of which he gets very little. Downtime for Fury involves cooking, of course. I ask which experience or chef influenced him the most. And he learned greatly from many people. He thinks that Susanna Fu was a true mentor to him. He says he wouldn't even know how to make a good pad thai or lo mein or use the wok if he hadn't worked in her kitchen. His vision was food that commanded attention of sight, along with the sound of fellow diners experiencing the same sensory sensations as well as, of course, the taste. Like a contemporary palace, Nectar evokes both a spiritual glow and urban sophistication. The atmosphere at Nectar exudes an uninhibited love for food, expressed as a sensuous and savory experience, featuring the Asian-inspired, French-infused signature cuisine of star chef Patrick Fury. He was trained in New York at the Waldorf Astoria and Le Cirque, and Paris, Les Olivades, and by the French Asian master Susanna Fu. But his roots are here, and he is committed to using fresh and local ingredients as much as possible. You can see his dedication to this when you look beside Nectar's parking lot and see his own garden growing of a variety of herbs and vegetables. Chef Fury is a true visionary entrepreneur, and a perfect complement to him is his partner, Henry Chu, as well as Michael Wei, who they recruited to serve as chef or partner of the Pan-Asian Nectar. In order to achieve this level of beauty and taste, he feels you absolutely must start with the ingredients. Every morning, Nectar's van travels from local farm to farm, loading up with the freshest ingredients. In the summer, Fury's garden flourishes on restaurant grounds, with fresh heirloom tomatoes, herbs, and vegetables. Growing up, Patrick was exposed to aqua farming and also helped raise sheep with his parents at the young age of 5. His exposure to pastoral farming and aquaculture is still an important part of his philosophy in the kitchen at Nectar. And of course, he takes the time to research and learn the stories of fishmongers in the city and has relationships with fishermen up in Maine. He gets his mushrooms from a grower in Kennett Square, which is the main ingredient of the best mushroom soup I have ever tasted. The texture is so creamy and delicious, and the dollop of crispy goat cheese takes it to another level. If you see it on the menu, which changes seasonally, I highly recommend it. Chef Patrick Fury truly embodies from the earth to the plate. Patrick explains to me that most of the work he does is not in the kitchen, but gathering local fresh ingredients in a pre-dawn ritual that ranges from fishmonger to organic farmer. The patrons of this restaurant are dining on the passion of Patrick and his partners, who sustain excellence by shopping before breakfast so they can cook the freshest dinner possible. I didn't get a chance to sip his own craft beer, a lager he calls Fists of Fury, that he created with his brother Terence, who is a celebrated chef at Fork, the Old City Bistro. Gastrointestinal genius must be in the Fury genes. But I did try the strawberry coconut mojito and the Shanghai screwdriver, which uses blood oranges. Both were awesome. The attention to detail is exquisite. The architectural combination of artistry and urban beauty is awe-inspiring. The dining room's fiery orange glows and warm yellow and chocolate brown banquettes literally couch Nectar's distinctive menu. Nectar's eclectically creative menu offers the perfect blend of classic French cooking with the freshest, finest, seasonal and sustainable ingredients. From a wild Alaskan salmon to Arctic char, to grass-fed beef, to free-range poultry, to locally grown hand-picked organic produce. Nectar is committed to selecting what is best for patrons and the planet. Their dedication is also evident in their collection of wines, craft beer, and cocktails. They assiduously pair the varietal notes in their wines to complement the aromatic dishes. Patrick started out washing pots when he was 15 years old at a pork butcher's near his North Jersey home. He became fascinated with the art of cooking and enrolled in the Academy of Culinary Arts in Mays Landing, New Jersey. But it wasn't just the food, it was presentation. Fury wanted a culinary sensibility that engaged all senses. With work experience ranging from the Waldorf to Le Cirque to Susanna Fu in Philadelphia, and eventually the now-closed Sui Lan in Atlantic City, the complete art of the plate was influenced by his education at the Parsons School of Design, where he studied design and illustration, and such education was the key to his innovation and motivation. His flair for fine arts gave him an extra creative edge and continues to manifest itself in the plates that he delivers to diners today. If cocktails are not your thing, the extensive wine and beer collection will more than satisfy any desire. I tasted the edamame dumplings, which were so light and airy and had great flavor. The calamari and edamame appetizer is also wonderful. The unexpected fried edamame, shallots and chilies with a papaya sauce were amazing. The shrimp pad thai, a favorite of my husband's, always satisfies. If you are looking for something a bit more indulgent, the butter poached lobster pad thai is very succulent. The spicy chicken curry is also wonderful, the perfect blend of spiciness and fresh ingredients. The vegetables are cooked perfectly, so you can still really taste their flavor and have a great crunch. The eclectic menu also has beautifully prepared sushi and sashimi. For dessert, you absolutely cannot go wrong with the hot, fresh mini donuts, which come with 3 sauces for dipping: spice chocolate, raspberry vanilla, and coffee caramel. They are great for sharing or having alone, as such delicious entrees preempt desire to engage in conversation. They also carry homemade ice cream and sorbet. If savory is more your thing, there is a fantastic artisan cheese plate. There is truly something for everyone on this diverse menu. He loves having casual dinners at his home with family and friends, some of whom are other great chefs in the area. This strikes me as profound and intimately personal. This is not just a job for him, but a true passion. In the back of my mind, I'm wondering how I can get a taste of his casual home-cooked creations. The menu at Nectar reflects the natural American-European taste he was born with and cultivated early in his career in France, fused beautifully with his Asian influence from Susanna Fu. So it is a perfect sum of Fury's background and education, Asian being the most prevalent. Despite the sophistication of both Nectar and Patrick, neither has an ego. Neither suffers from the arrogance of excellence, the egotism of achievement. Have you ever walked into a restaurant and felt a little intimidated because of the staff or atmosphere? Some restaurants and chefs believe it is their job to tell you what you're supposed to like. Not this place. Although the food is unique and cosmopolitan, it is still simple and delicious. The waitstaff is accommodating, knowledgeable, and very pleasant. The atmosphere is one that starts at the top and trickles down to everyone in the restaurant. Patrick exudes the openness and passion of a child and the kitchen management skills of an experienced adult. The brilliant part owner of the best restaurant outside of the city of Philadelphia, protege to some of the best mentors in the business with the best culinary tastes in the world, sees himself as a cook because that is characteristic of his self-effacement restaurant. This quality allows Nectar to evolve and not implode under the weight of its own eclectic and exotic sophistication, serving fresh and simple food that is gourmet by accident and delicious by design. I end the night toasting to the future success of Nectar, a restaurant this, like Patrick Fury himself, will never stop growing, changing, improving, and cooking great food, ever. As long as there are hungry people with mature palates and a passion for the art and aesthetic of cuisine, there will be chefs like Fury cooking each dish like it was his last, and restaurants with entrees and an atmosphere like Nectar that overachieve and transcend daily the limits of location and status quo, transporting us figuratively and literally to a sanctuary of the senses, where our appetites are accommodated and spirits satisfied and quite elated. At Nectar, the food is the mood, and the mood is the atmosphere, created by architecture and light. 1,000 aesthetic decisions resulting in complexity with harmony, creating a holistic dining experience that combines taste with sight and sound, infusing the culinary with a social energy and palatable electricity. I finally thank Patrick for his hospitality and finally leave Nectar as the very last patron, which I can hardly feel ashamed of, since who, once enlightened by indulgence in Nectar's flavors of nirvana, would ever want to leave? The Restaurant Channel is the inaugural brand of an online TV network, streaming live, vertically integrated micro-niche, high-definition and archival programming at thefoodnetworks.com. The Restaurant Channel intends to be an audiovisual search engine of restaurants by combining 3-minute HD videos divided by city and cuisine or by cell geolocation. A Google of good restaurants, each city or culinary category has 9 featured restaurants, creating a simple symmetrical 3-row page that is comprehensible and natural to navigate as the appetite and intuition of the user. It complements Zagat's, the Bible of restaurant reference and reviews, which cannot communicate the sights and sounds, the ambience and atmosphere of all interiors, allowing a user to determine if the place is right for a date but not a business dinner, too formal for meeting an old friend, or too casual for proposing marriage. Whether online at therestaurantchannel.com or watching the free Roku channel called the Restaurant Channel, can a user see the sights, hear the sounds, and sense the vibe of the world's great restaurants by watching our 90-second HD videos of the 9 best restaurants by city and type of cuisine, revealing artfully the personality and atmosphere of the eatery, an ineffable quality that cannot be described by language, but the more sensual senses of sight and sound to help choose where tonight you satiate your sensual and literal appetite. And with a simple link to both Zagat's as well as OpenTable, the Restaurant Channel will serve as a hub to identify the right place to eat and then help you quickly secure a reserved seat. The Restaurant Channel can be accessed online as an app as well as a channel on Roku, making it a virtual cable channel. In short, whether by cell or computer, TV or 4G, old school or new, getting the Restaurant Channel, a free service on any and every platform, is as easy as making, say, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or better yet, ordering from the comfort of your seat at the restaurant of your choice. What is the profit model of the Restaurant Channel? Simply combining low-cost video and website creation and maintenance by means of less expensive technology, thus a smaller capitalization requirement, combined with a unique monetization model. We will tag the beginning and end of each profile video with germane products and services, banner, or any other typical pay-per-click advertising within the landscape of the website pages. But most importantly, the income is derived from an annual payment by those restaurants invited and who accept one of the 9 spots in their location and cuisine type, a fee that covers the video production, website marketing, and all other costs with the promotion and development of the Restaurant Channel brand. Thank you for watching the Restaurant Channel. High-definition restaurant atmospheric information helps you make right reservation. Whom I recently visited for the production of their profile for the Restaurant Channel. These sights and sounds were supported by the various quotes I read in researching Nectar, the reviews of the most respected Philadelphia area food critics, who remarked, "The quality is notable, pristine sashimi melts on the tongue. The place is a stunner. A huge silk-screened Tibetan Buddha is positively ethereal. Our service was outstanding. Gracious, knowledgeable, and attentive. We couldn't get enough of the Port Pot stickers, a gastronomic nirvana. Nectar is a city-style showplace in the burbs. Asian influences are sampled from China, Japan, Vietnam, India, and France. My sushi was beautiful and delectable. Perfection. Nectar is a destination worth seeking, a warm and elegant work of art, and a delicious fusion of exceptional Asian cuisines. Informed, gracious service in a magnificent setting.